Chapter 9 Maidstone Jawbreakers. Historically, long before my time, the horse and carriage reigned as the primary mode of transportation in Maidstone. Our little village, much like countless others scattered across Canada, was largely self-sufficient. It boasted a grocery store, an inn, and 2 watering holes, all within sight of St. Mary's Catholic Church. From what I understand, just before the age of the automobile, a rail line ran along what is now Highway 3 connecting Maidstone to Essex and beyond. However, the automobile soon rendered rail car commuting obsolete. The car became the preferred mode of transport, and small self-sufficient villages like ours began to lose their relevance, giving way to larger towns like Essex and, eventually, access to the bustling city of Windsor. By the time I started school, Maidstone had dwindled to little more than the church, the school, and a few remnants of its agrarian past, such as the farmers' co-op grain silos. Amid this transformation, one business managed to endure: Ma John's variety store. Standing along Highway number 3, Ma John's was a small, rectangular brown brick building that resisted the mid-20th century tide of economic change. In addition to the usual convenience store staples, it was crammed with curiosities, straw hats, knickknacks, and other oddities rarely seen by my 8-year-old eyes outside of an occasional shopping trip to Windsor. All of the treasures Mahjong had to offer, blackballs and jawbreakers, stood out. For a few cents, they were the cheapest candies around, and thus the most accessible. But these sugary treats were also the sworn enemy of the nuns who taught at St. Mary's Elementary School, as they would instantly turn any child's mouth into a gaping hole of black color. They were strictly forbidden, and woe the child caught with a mouthful of blackballs in the classroom. If caught, punishment came swift and certain. You'd be summoned to the front of the class, ordered to open your mouth, and forced to reveal the incriminating black-stained evidence. This breach of classroom decorum was met with harsh sentences: the strap. Most students learned quickly, especially after witnessing a few examples made by their peers. But the worst fate was reserved for those deemed in need of special attention. If that was you, you'd be sent to the principal's office, a walk of shame that carried its own heavy dread. Once there, the PA system would be activated for all to hear. The sharp smack of the strap echoed throughout every classroom, followed by muffled whimpers and, finally, full-blown sobs. The whole school bore witness to the humiliation. In comparison, receiving the strap in front of your classmates felt like a mercy. Needless to say, indulging in blackballs or jawbreakers was a practice best saved for anywhere else but St. Mary's School.